Hello everyone, I'm Shannon Slatton in Plymouth. Here's a look at a few of the stories making news today.
Grazier Park has a history in Robbinsdale dating back more than 80 years. It features one of only two 1939 WPA-built beehive fireplaces in the U.S. It is the only beehive in its original location. Currently, MnDOT owns the right-of-way to the property, but they don't own the property. Because the right-of-way that they own supersedes any other uses for the property, they effectively have full control over it.
Robbinsdale has been trying to get title to the property. MnDOT clearly isn't using that property for right-of-way, and we just need to acquire the fee title to the property underneath the easement. And when that happens, then it'll be turned over to the city for park. And the city has indicated interest, going back to the 1990s.
So, why am I here? Well, the city of Robbinsdale and MnDOT may be getting closer to reaching an agreement.
MnDOT has attempted a couple of times to transfer the property to Robbinsdale, and both of those times it's just kind of gotten stuck.
To get ownership of the property, there had to be extensive and expensive title work done.
We had started work on the title work back around when Highway 100 finished construction. And then the light rail project came along, and the light rail project would have paid all of the costs of getting access to the fee title of the land.
We have most of the documentation complete to do a transfer to release our easement over the land. And so we will continue to work through that process.
So acquiring the title to the land is very close for Robbinsdale, but in the short-term interim...
A couple years ago, the option for a community highway sponsorship program was created, and it's really, adopt a highway type of programs. But in the case of in Robbinsdale, Grazier Park is also highway right-of-way. And so we are starting to meet with MnDOT, looking at that as a possibility.
At this point, does it look promising to turn the park over to the city of Robbinsdale?
Yeah, I think it does.
It seems as if MnDOT, the city of Robbinsdale, and all the volunteers who help care for the park all basically want the same thing.
And I think that the volunteer groups of the years have done a really excellent job in Robbinsdale. We haven't seen anything that has been done other than just clearing away debris.
We want the volunteers who are working on this site to understand that we're there to help and facilitate this, and we want to try to help them to accomplish what they'd like to do with the park. I think we share similar goals for it ultimately.
In Robbinsdale, Neil Persley, CCX News.
Hennepin County took steps this week to beautify the medians along County Road 81 in Robbinsdale, while also helping pollinators in the process.
Our intent with that was to install a more sustainable landscape that also had better aesthetics, one that wouldn't require as much maintenance and would last for years.
This week, crews from Minnesota Native Landscapes installed plants on behalf of the county, such as little blue stem grass, prairie onion, and milkweed. The work will help different species of butterflies and bees. But Hennepin County officials say the new plants can also withstand drought and climate change.
What we're hoping to use this as is a roadmap for future landscaping work that we do. As with climate change and the effects of the pandemic, there's a lot of pressures on county budgets, and besides all the great features of native plants, if we can also cut down our maintenance costs, that's also a real positive too.
Much of the landscaping work along County Road 81 was done last year, starting in Robbinsdale and going north to the 694 interchange. However, some of the plants in Robbinsdale didn't do as well, so crews tried to remedy that problem with their work this week. Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
We've got, our chair, we've got the x-ray machine. We can take care of all the dental needs.
At first glance, it seems like a typical dental office.
This is the area that the patients wouldn't go in. This is our clean area where we deal with instruments.
But zoom out and you'll see
the RV, we have had it about 8 months.
That it's actually dental care on wheels.
So that they can get their teeth taken care of.
Mark Myers, the director of operations for Doorstep Healthcare, says it's entirely mobile.
We really are focused on those people who are underserved. and finding ways to meet that need and working with organizations who value that.
For more than 4 decades, the Golden Valley-based nonprofit has provided oral services to residents in facilities like assisted living and addiction recovery sites.
We could really set up in places that are really convenient.
Rather than relying on facilities for services alone, the nonprofit is now offering its on-site mobile services for anyone.
We're setting it up regularly at St. Francis Medical Center, trying to reach out to the community in Scott County and surrounding.
However, due to COVID-19, Doorstep has seen a reduction in patients. They typically see about 150 patients a week. Now they're seeing 30. The RV itself can house 2 patients at one time,
Which isn't enough. Because there's so many people out there that need care.
That includes vulnerable adults and those with transportation barriers. Myers hopes to reach schools, saying thousands of kids need dental services due to income barriers in the West Metro.
There's a lot of kids that we'll see in a school that maybe they're 17 years old, they're a senior, and they never have seen a dentist.
Down the road, Myers has a vision of expanding the dental mobile services for everyone, especially those who are underserved.
Poor oral health can lead to so many other chronic conditions or affect those conditions, and so it's really important.
Myers says in addition to dental, the nonprofit offers mental and behavioral health services through telehealth. Reporting in Golden Valley, Pafua Yang, CCX News.
Find more local news stories at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.